He failed his college entrance exam twice. He was rejected from Harvard 10 times. Now he's worth $25 billion. Welcome to Story Studio 9. 1. Jack Ma sat in a KFC restaurant in Hangzhou, China. The year was 1999. He was 35 years old. He just applied for a job at KFC. 24 people applied. 23 were hired. Jack was the only one rejected. KFC did not want him. This was not his first rejection. Jack had been rejected his entire life. He failed his primary school exams twice. He failed his middle school exams 3 times. He failed his college entrance exam twice. When he finally got into college, he applied to Harvard Business School 10 times. 10 times they rejected him. Jack applied to 30 different jobs after college. He was rejected from all 30. He even applied to be a police officer. They said no. Jack felt like the universe was telling him he was worthless, but Jack refused to believe it. Sitting in the KFC, rejected once again, Jack made a decision. He would stop asking for jobs. He would create his own. That decision would make him one of the richest men in the world. Jack was born Ma Yun in 1964 in Hangzhou, China. His family was poor. His parents were traditional musicians and storytellers. They made very little money. Jack grew up during China's Cultural Revolution. It was a time of chaos and poverty. Education was disrupted. Opportunities were limited. Jack was a small, skinny kid, not athletic, not particularly smart in traditional ways. He struggled in school constantly. Math was torture. Science made no sense. Jack failed tests repeatedly. Teachers told him he was not intelligent enough for college. His parents worried he would never amount to anything. But Jack had one skill. He could speak. He was charismatic. He could tell stories. He could connect with people. When Jack was 12, he rode his bicycle to a hotel where foreign tourists stayed. He offered to give them free tours of Hangzhou in exchange for English lessons. Jack spent years doing this. Every day after school, he would ride to the hotel and practice English with tourists. It took him 9 years to become fluent, but Jack knew English would be valuable. He was right. After failing his college entrance exam twice, Jack finally passed on his 3rd attempt. He got into Hangzhou Normal University. Not a prestigious school, just a regular teaching college. Jack studied English. After graduating in 1988, Jack became an English teacher. He made $15 a month. $15? Jack taught for 5 years. He was a good teacher. Students loved him, but Jack was restless. He wanted more than a teacher's salary. He wanted to build something. In 1995, Jack traveled to the United States as a translator. During that trip, someone showed him the internet. Jack had never seen it before. Internet was new. Most people in China had never heard of it. Jack searched for beer on an early search engine. He found American beer, German beer, Japanese beer, but no Chinese beer. Jack searched for China. Nothing came up. Jack realized something huge. China was not on the internet. If he could connect Chinese businesses to the world through the internet, it would be revolutionary. Jack returned to China and started an internet company called China Pages. He knew nothing about computers, nothing about the internet, but he believed in the vision. China Pages struggled. It failed. Jack lost money, but he learned. He learned about technology, about business, about what did not work. In 1999, Jack gathered 17 friends in his apartment. He told them about his new idea, an online marketplace where Chinese manufacturers could sell to the world. He called it Alibaba. Jack asked his friends to invest. They did. They pulled $60,000 to start the company. Alibaba started small. Jack and his team worked from his apartment. They had no venture capital, no big investors, no fancy office, just a dream. Jack traveled around China convincing small businesses to list their products on Alibaba. Most people did not understand the internet. They did not trust it, but Jack was persuasive, charming, relentless. Slowly, businesses signed up. Slowly, Alibaba grew. Then Jack had another idea. Chinese consumers needed a platform to buy things online. In 2003, Jack launched Taobao. It was like eBay for China. Then he launched Alipay, an online payment system like PayPal. These platforms exploded. Millions of Chinese people started buying and selling online. Alibaba became huge. In 2014, Alibaba went public on the New York Stock Exchange. It was the largest IPO in history. The company was valued at over $100 billion. Jack Ma became one of the richest men in the world, worth over $25 billion. The English teacher who made $15 a month now commanded a business empire worth hundreds of billions. The man rejected from KFC built a company that employed over 100,000 people. Jack became a global icon. He spoke at conferences around the world. He met with presidents and prime ministers. Time magazine named him one of the most influential people on earth. The kid who failed tests his entire life became one of the most successful entrepreneurs in history. But Jack's success made the Chinese government nervous. Alibaba became too powerful, too influential. In 2020, the Chinese government cracked down on Jack. They cancelled the IPO of his company Ant Group. They fined Alibaba billions. Jack disappeared from public view for months. The government was reminding Jack who was really in control. Jack lost tens of billions in net worth, but he survived. He stepped back from Alibaba. He became less visible, but his legacy remained. Alibaba changed e-commerce forever. It connected China to the world. Jack once said something powerful. If you don't give up, you still have a chance. Giving up is the greatest failure. Jack failed constantly. Tests, job applications, business ventures, but he never gave up. He kept trying. He kept believing. That persistence built an empire. Jack also said, never give up. Today is hard, tomorrow will be worse, but the day after tomorrow will be sunshine. Jack understood that success comes after the darkest moments, that you have to survive today and tomorrow to reach the sunshine. Most people quit during the hard times. Jack pushed through. Rejection is redirection. Jack was rejected from Harvard 10 times, rejected from 30 jobs, rejected from KFC. Every rejection pushed him toward entrepreneurship, toward building Alibaba. What if Harvard had accepted him? He might have become a consultant. What if KFC hired him? He might still be working there. Rejection forced Jack to create his own path. Your rejections are not failures. They are redirections toward your destiny. Persistence beats intelligence. Jack was not the smartest. He failed tests constantly, but he was the most persistent. He never stopped trying. He never stopped learning. Intelligence is overrated. Persistence is everything. If this story inspired you, please like the video and subscribe to Story Studio 91. Share this with someone facing constant rejection. Share it with someone who failed important tests. Remind them that Jack Ma failed his college entrance exam twice, was rejected from Harvard 10 times, rejected from 30 jobs including KFC, and built Alibaba into a company worth over $100 billion, making him worth $25 billion. Your failures are not your end, they are your beginning.